Oh. I think we're back. I think we are back. I do not know what disconnected us. I know it is raining in our area, but I didn't think it'd be that bad.
Yeah.
But let me just make sure we're back live.
Oh, we're back now.
We are back.
Yep.
Okay. So we are back live, thank God.
Okay, so let's get back into it. So pretty much we're just talking about episodes of She-Hulk that came out, and
So yeah, the Wrecking Crew.
yeah, I feel like they're gonna be like overly like I don't know. I just get bad vibes from them.
I don't think we're gonna see them much, to be perfectly honest.
I mean,
with
we
you.
didn't see the Tracksuit Mafia that much, but you know they were funny when they showed up. They
See, I don't think they are gonna be comedic relief in this show. I
just
feel
get-
that they're just one aspect of the plot, which is that
See, I get more of a vibes like they're gonna be there as like the sub antagonists that are just gonna make the show messier.
See, I don't agree. Specifically because they're not this incarnation of the Wrecking Crew isn't like their comic book. If they were more like their comic book counterpart, which is that they are actually imbued with real Asgardian weapons, I'd agree. But they could come out and say that they stole this from an Asgardian. And they work for a boss, which is the interesting thing, which will tie into some rumors that are floating around. But I don't think they're going to be back much. I think we'll see them again, but I don't think it'll be comedy related, nor do I think that their presence is important in the show, considering that, for one, they're not treated with the gravitas that you would expect a villain group to be.
I mean, they're not gonna be the main villain group.
No, but I'm saying we didn't even get it. Like,
I
even the
just
Tracksuit Mafia was shown off in trailers more.
I just get bad vibes from them.
I don't think they're going to show up much. Because, I mean, in the comic books, they're jobbers. Anyways.
Yeah.
They're jobbers in the comic book. They were jobbers here. I think it was mainly to illustrate that while Jen still experiences, like, the same female stressors that many women go through, such as being attacked, she now is in a completely different league of her own. Because she's a woman with superpowers. That effectively changes the game on pretty much a lot of social interactions.
Yeah.
And I feel like the scene with the Wrecking Crew was more to show that, but also establish that there are people coming after the Gamma. This is going to tie into Doc Samson, who is another Gamma mutate person.
Yeah. I don't know. It's just episode 3 did not hook me in the slightest. Sorry, don't like it.
I thought it was good for world building. Especially because it also showed, like, how, like, the aspect of New Asgard being more incorporated with the rest of the world, since it's been about, how long? Like, 6 years? 7 years?
Yeah.
Since they descended upon Earth. So, like, I actually really do like that they're now more part of the world. Like, the idea of Asgardians and their magic and their powerful things are, you know.
I will say, those of you complaining about the ending of episode 3, y'all need to calm down.
Yeah, the twerking scene, I mean, I'm going to be perfectly honest with you. If you're paying to have Megan Thee Stallion in your show, you better get her fucking twerking. That's quite literally her brand. And so anyone
Like,
saying...
was it cringy? Sure. Was it like this heinous act upon our eyes? Calm down.
Yeah, people are like, oh, this is supposed to be about empowering women, but why are they showing this sexualized thing? And it's like, first of all, twerking is not inherently sexual.
Yeah, you can't go all the way. You can't. You just.
It's not inherently. It just is because, you know, we're all socialized to believe that shaking ass is hot, and it is. But technically, there could be a society where you twerked and people wouldn't see it as sexual. We just don't live in that one.
We're not there.
But either way, that appeal to hypocrisy is just, you know, fucking retarded, because even if a woman was twerking, that doesn't necessarily mean you would just have free range to just sexualize her in all contexts. So yeah, chuds are gonna chud, and I do like the fact that in episode 4 the show addresses the chuds. Even wait, this show also address episode 3 also addressed the chuds,
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
I thought was good because first of all, this show was made months in advance of all the people bitching and moaning on Twitter, and they got, which I really do appreciate. The one thing I do appreciate about the show is that it's extremely self-aware about what it is.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't take itself too seriously. It knows what it is, and I appreciate that. I appreciate a show that knows what it is and embraces it instead of trying to cringily reject what they are.
Yeah. Which, let's go ahead and get to episode 4, which I have a little bit of a more positive opinion of.
So episode 4 saw Wong return after his appearance in episode 3, and this mainly focused, oh yeah, you know how there are wizards at Camertage? Well, what would happen if one of them, like, left and tried to do shit with magic? Well, you get Donnie Blaze.
Not Johnny Blaze.
Not Johnny Blaze.
Not Johnny Blaze. Sorry, we are not getting Ghost Rider.
Technically, Johnny Blaze has already appeared in the MCU, as he's the reason Robbie Reyes has his powers, as we saw in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so we got Donnie Blaze, who, he is every very creepy, like, manipulative magic man that you have ever seen.
But let's face it, the character with the more with more impact on the MCU as a whole
Was Madison. Madison with 2 N's and a Y, but not where you think. Which, she got the lawyer on that one. Did you see that? When he was writing down her name, but when she said not where you think, you can see him scribbling out her name and rewriting it. So they did even get someone on the show with that. I actually did like Madison a lot.
See, for me, she's like, that's a character whose like trope would be super annoying if they did it too much, and they thankfully found. I think they went a little bit overboard, but just barely. They didn't hit my annoyed like trigger yet. They just hit my you're almost there, but it's still funny. It's still a little bit funny, but not like it's not there.
I liked Madison, and I fully expect to see her alongside America Chavez and Wong and Doctor Strange in Doctor Strange 3. I fully expect, if you do not bring Patty Guggenheim back as Madison for Doctor Strange 3, I'm gonna be mad. Wong deserves to have his best friend. Move aside, Steven. Wong has a new best friend who spoils The Sopranos for him, which surprisingly, a lot of people didn't know any of the spoilers for The Sopranos going into this. So, fuck it, we don't got many people that watch this right now. The 2 biggest spoilers was the death of Adriana and the death of Chris.
Thankfully, I don't care about The Sopranos right now.
Yeah, they're actually 2 pretty powerful scenes. One is it basically served to show the true depths of ruthlessness and depravity that Tony Soprano can really go to, especially the death of Chris. But
thankfully, that's not on my to-watch list yet.
It's a good show.
Because next on my to-watch list is Breaking Bad, considering like its cultural relevance right now.
I've actually been looking at a bit of Breaking Bad too.
Yeah, because
I mean,
let's just like people are going crazy over Better Call Saul.
It looks to be really good from what I've seen.
Let's get back on topic here. But
yeah,
as far as episode 4 is concerned, like it's funnier. Yeah,
Oh.
Like it has more legal legal drama in quotations because the legal aspects are a little bit easier to not easier to grasp. They're a little more palatable.
Yeah. One thing that I did like was the beginning where it was like, hey, Dad. He's like, oh, I just got some stuff. I got this shovel. What's the shovel for? Digging holes, and we leave it at that. I'm like, that's a man that knows his daughter's a lawyer. What's the shovel for? I'm just digging holes. That's it. But I mean, some may say like, oh my God, classic like patriarchy figure, like being like aggressive over like their female in their lives. But I thought it was cute that her dad, despite the fact that she's quite literally one of the strongest people on the planet, would still go and fight these people because they attacked his daughter.
I mean, let's face it, that's a man who cares.
Yeah, like That's like
That's not an overly controlling dad.
Yeah.
That is a I don't care if my daughter is in a fight with Thanos. I will be right in front of her before he gets to her.
Yeah, like in my opinion, each episode of She-Hulk juxtaposes every negative depiction of a man with a positive depiction of a man, and I feel that with this episode, the negative depiction was Donnie Blaze in the sense that he's kind of like, you know, skeevy and stuff, but the positive depictions of men was Jen's dad and Wong.
Yeah.
With Jen's dad, where you see that, yeah, he wants to be violent, but it's because his daughter has been attacked, and he doesn't care if she's the strongest woman in the world. That's his daughter, and no one attacks his daughter like that. Yeah. And then as for Wong just being, you know, a genuinely good person towards Madison, even when she spoils The Sopranos for him, but also because, like, he sees the inherent danger in the things that Donnie Blaze is doing.
And see, here's why I like this episode more. It's just the characters vibe off of each other much better in this episode.
Yeah, they really do. Jen and Wong during their team up fighting the demons, I thought was really good.
Yeah, that scene was a little. I wanted to fall asleep during that scene.
During the fight.
Yeah, I get it. It's small stakes shenanigans, but I'm like, I'm falling asleep here.
Well, I feel it's less that it's for small stakes shenanigans, but more to show that Jen has a responsibility to be a hero, despite how much she says otherwise. And this is a prime example of it.
Yeah.
Yes, she's just Wong's lawyer, but Wong knows that she is a powerful individual that can be used to help for good causes, such as stopping demons. And I think this is just another example of Jen.
Yeah.
You will have to fight. And that's fine. You're not going to be considered compromised or bad for saving the world.
Yeah.
And I think that was the real purpose of the fight.
Yeah, and I also like this episode slightly better because we get more inclination as to like what the plot of the show is going to be revolving around. Like you said, it's going to be more like her getting used to the fact that, oh, she's got these powers. With great power comes great responsibility. Yada 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 yada. But like, it's taken a while to get here.
See, my thing is I just don't think this is going to be your stereotypical serialized plot. Like, I feel like a lot of people are expecting like a serialized plot a la, like, say, Moon Knight.
Yeah.
But I don't think that's going to happen. I do think this is going to be a Monster of the Week type show with just some connectivity.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm kind of getting at.
It's moving along, but I can see a lot of people getting worn out with the show.
See, yeah, but I also feel like for some people it's because they're expecting something. They're expecting this plot to be like a plot. But I see it as that they're going for episodic nature where every plot is self-contained, but the overarching story is Jen.
Yeah, I'll tell you what it is. People are waiting for the dark stuff. People are waiting for New World Order. People are waiting for Secret Invasion. They want the dark stuff. The release of this show might have been poorly timed.
I don't think it was poorly timed in the sense that I feel what the main timing of the show is just more with the fact that the other things that were supposed to be dark didn't catch him. Like, Multiverse of Madness and Thor Love and Thunder were supposed to be the dark things that Miss Marvel and She-Hulk would bring levity for.
Like, mind you, I still have a super positive opinion about Miss Marvel.
Oh, no. I think Miss Marvel is still better than this show. But I do feel that this show, She-Hulk, was trying to be levity in the face of, like, just overly dark movies. But the movies didn't nail their darkness, so the levity feels tone deaf.
It really does, especially
But
after...
I can't blame the show for that. I can't fault the show for it not matching a tone that was supposed to be set by other projects that didn't hold up their end.
Yeah, well, let's look at the tail end of Phase 4 and the intro of Phase... Or the tail end of Phase 3 and the good parts of the beginning of Phase 4. Let's face it, we've gotten really good things over the past 2 phases. We've gotten Thor Ragnarok, got Infinity War,
Black Panther,
and Moon Knight,
and
Loki.
Moon Knight.
Those
Loki.
were the tones
beginning
that...
beginning of WandaVision.
Beginning of WandaVision, No Way Home. Those projects were what...
The ending of What If.
The ending of What If, yes. Those projects established... Or actually, I'm going to take that away from you, and I'm going to say the Doctor Strange episode of What If.
I can see. I would say not the ending. The second to last episode of What If and the Doctor Strange episode, because those two were dark.
Those were those projects that we just listed. Quality.
Yeah.
Those were the highest quality that Marvel...
Whichever episode had Ultron is the one I'm talking about.
That's second to last.
That one.
Yeah. So those projects, with the exception of Ragnarok, all had darker tones, and that's what people love about the MCU. That's probably why you're encountering this, like, oh, why isn't this show darker? I don't like the levity. That's probably where the difference lies in interpretation.
Yeah.
Because, let's face it, the people who love the MCU love those projects the most.
Yeah.
Whereas with this...
Same with, like, you can even look back at Winter Soldier and how that one...
And Winter Soldier, yes.
But they don't like too dark, because Thor the Dark World.
Okay, you don't... Oh, wait. Never mind. I thought you said Love and Thunder. Never mind.
No, I said Thor the Dark World.
Thor the Dark World was objectively bad, so you can't even include that.
No, but it was too dark as part of its badness. But quite literally in its aesthetic, but also in the sense that, like, there was no levity to make the movie fun.
And also just it looks ugly.
Like
it's filmed really badly.
In my opinion, the best part of Thor the Dark World is Darcy saying meow meow because she can never pronounce Mjolnir.
I don't like Darcy as a character, so I'm going to disagree with you on that.
I'm pretty sure that's the only part I liked about that movie.
But
I mean,
yeah.
Darcy was fine in WandaVision. I feel like Darcy got screwed over by the writers. I feel like she's actually a decent character.
I mean, she's definitely a decent actress, but...
Yeah.
To her credit, she's not as bad as the Ant-Man side characters.
You will shut up about...
Not him.
Good. You know which one I'm talking about.
I know which one you're talking about, and I agree with you, but the other two, let's face it, they're pretty useless.
One of them got to survive part of the zombie apocalypse.
And make one of the most predictable and awful jokes in that episode.
I thought it was appropriate.
But
either way.
That's where this dissonance is coming from, is that, let's face it, Marvel has established what projects people love, and, well, the experimentation is good, but let's face the fact here that for a lot of MCU fans, this doesn't hit what they want. And, like, yeah, the show does what it wants. That's good. I love the fact that they're experimenting more. Unfortunately, they haven't hit that sweet spot yet.
Yeah. But I also feel like they're doing this on purpose because I feel like they want to stray away from it. Because at the end of the day, superhero media isn't at its best when it's dark.
I mean... It's
at its best when it is hopeful, and... For some aspects, superhero media is at its best when there's levity.
We can use Moon Knight as an example. Like, episodes 4 and 5 go into, like, their mental state, but to make him come out, like, as a character much better and more accepting of who he is.
Yes, but that's not what I'm talking about. When I mean superhero is supposed to be at best when it's about hope, I'm talking about...
The Batman, it could be the best example of that.
Yes, the ending of the Batman. That's what I mean. Because I feel when Marvel does dark, they don't do that. And I feel that's kind of why they wanted to stray away from it to begin with. Yeah. It was dark, and even in the scenes that were supposed to inspire hope, it didn't. And I feel they're trying to redo that and be like, listen, not everything is like that. There are things that are going to be lighthearted and fun. Not everything we do will be this. Which I agree with, because we're just lucky that the way the MCU has been able to do dark was good, because we know what it looks like when it's bad. The DCEU.
Yeah.
So that's why, like, I'm glad they're doing this. It's just because I don't want them to go back to, like, yes, the dark stuff is fun, but I don't want them to go back to just doing that. Because superheroes are supposed to be about hope. Superheroes are supposed to bring levity to you as inspirations. They're supposed to be funny. They're supposed to be relatable. They're supposed to be inspiring.
Yeah.
They're not supposed to just be the melodrama.
Yeah, because let's stray away from the projects we have listed. They do have other projects that fulfill those roles and could replicate that in their future projects to like make their output diverse, but not just dark. Like let's
I'm just gonna stop you right now just to inform you. Because of the leaks and my knowledge of them, I am going to tell you no.
Well, Phase 5 is not looking bright at all. Because
see, yeah, that's my problem. Like, I see what's on the horizon, and none of it screams to me levity. Blade, no. Quantumania, from what I've read, yeah, no, that's not gonna happen.
Wakanda
Guardians
Forever? Nope.
Yeah, Wakanda Forever, no. Guardians 3, absolutely not. Echo, probably not.
You know more about Guardians 3 than I do, but really?
I mean, even before I knew of the leaks, James Gunn has already talked about what Guardians 3 is going to be. It's going to be sad.
Oh, boy.
It's going to be a sad movie. He's been pretty open about that since its announcement. Years ago.
Yeah, like, think about the successful, like, light-hearted Marvel movies.
Guardians.
It would be Guardians, Miss Marvel. What else comes to mind?
That's it.
That's really it.
And that's my problem. I want more of that, because when it becomes too dark, it will become a parody of itself. Like, looking at next year, we have Quantumania, which we know is, well, I know will have darker aspects. What If Season 2 could have levity, but most assuredly there's going to be darkness in it as well. Secret Invasion, dark. Guardians, sad. Echo is probably going to deal with dark just because Echo herself is one of those dark characters. The Marvels,
It has potential to be lighter. Let's be fair here.
it has potential.
That actually does have a lot of potential because, let's face it, it's just gonna be it's just gonna be Iman Vellani fangirling the whole movie.
Yeah.
Not Kamala.
Yeah, Iman will be doing it. Loki, I feel like Loki Season 2 is going to be darker just because it's Kang.
Yeah.
Ironheart, yeah. We're dealing with the Hood.
Yeah.
The Hood is a man that got 3 Infinity Stones at one point and was fucking the Avengers. Blade.
Come on now.
And then Agatha Covenant of Chaos, maybe.
Maybe. That's a big maybe.
Yeah, but then afterwards we have Daredevil, New World
Order,
Order, the Thunderbolts, Zombies, Armor Wars.
Okay, you said Zombies was going to be lighthearted.
Okay, Zombies will be lighthearted, but think about that. Zombies is the only thing upcoming that we know with 100% certainty will be lighthearted. Yeah. And that's my problem. I don't want more dark because dark inevitably becomes a parody of itself. That's how you get shit like or Heroes in Crisis or Civil War 2. And I hate those stories. So when I watch She-Hulk, I'm glad that it's doing what it's doing, because I know down the line we're just not going to get it again for a while. And I'd rather savor that before going back to the dark melodrama that we're going to keep getting. Because while Thor Love and Thunder and Doctor Strange 2 were not meeting our expectations, they were supposed to be the dark melodramas.
Yeah. I see where you're coming from, feeling like we're at that threshold yet. So I see where you're coming from. I'm just not there yet.
Yeah. Yeah. For me, it's just, I just, when superhero stuff gets too dark, I kind of have to just start checking out because I'm like, at some point you kind of lose sight of what it is. Like, that's kind of why I haven't finished The Boys, just because it's so dark. And, I mean, part of that is because it was made by Garth fucking Ennis, the man who hates superheroes more than anyone else. But it just, knowing what superheroes are supposed to be, especially these superheroes, and who they were created by, and for what reason they were created for, I kind of have to, like, pull back when they start going too grimdark. Not grimdark, because that's a different thing. When they become melodramatic dark.
Yeah. Yeah, I see your perspective.
Yeah.
I'm not putting my foot on the brakes yet.
My opinion has always been that the ramifications of the Nolan trilogy and Injustice was disastrous for superheroes as a whole, on par with Alan Moore's work in both Watchmen and The Killing Joke. And that is not to say that these things were bad, but to say that their disproportionate impact on the medium made bad things possible.
Yeah. But just for funsies, we can just go ahead and rate our each episode one by one, because
2 was a 4, 3 was a 5, 4 was a 6.5.
For me, episode 2 was a 5, episode 3 was a 4, and episode 5. Yeah.
I liked episode 4. I think episode 5 is going to be decent because, I mean, Daredevil's going to be in it. And I think...
Because I do think that, like, any plot that happens will happen from this point forward.
I don't think so, actually. I really don't.
You really don't?
Nope. I think that when Daredevil shows up, it's just going to be that. Daredevil shows up. He is involved in some aspect of the plot, and then he's not going to...
Have you seen the mid-season trailer?
No.
No. Okay, so pretty much everything... He comes in and is like... He meets her both as when she's a lawyer and when she's doing superhero stuff. So pretty much lines that he says, like, Jen has to be there when people need the law to help. She-Hulk needs to be there when the law can't help. Yeah. So he's going to be acting like a mentor type character.
Yeah.
So that's what his role is going to be. So I feel like his episode is going to be a little more grounded.
Oh, I think it'll be more grounded. I don't think it's going to push the plot along.
It'll push her.
Yeah, it'll push her development, but I don't think it'll push the quote-unquote plot, simply because he's only in one episode.
Yeah, which
I also think it would defeat the purpose of the episodic nature of the series.
Yeah. I also just would... let's face it, of all the plots that are happening right now, the one that's the biggest right now is Jen's character development.
Yeah.
That's what's really going on right now.
Yeah. I believe the big subplot of this all is going to be the rise of more gamma mutates. So we're probably going to see the seeds planted for Red Hulk, Red She-Hulk, Doc Samson, Hiro Kala, and Scar.
Yeah, which...
And as well as the return of the leader.
Yeah. Well, at this point... We also have to take into account the legal battle between She-Hulk and Titania.
Yeah, but she's not a gamma mutate.
Yeah, but...
Unless... Unless...
But the mid-season trailer does imply that they fight.
At long last! It's been over 10 years since Pikmin 4 was first announced. And it's finally...
Oh god, Pikmin 3 came out on the Wii U, didn't it?
Yes!
Ugh.
Pikmin 4 has been requested every direct, and Pikmin fans have been on sewer slide watch for years! Every time they get denied announcements of the game.
See, I've never played a Pikmin game, so when, like... In my social group, a lot of people are talking about Pikmin 4, and I'm like, why are you guys so hyped for this game? And
because Pikmin is fucking amazing!
And then I go online to see all of these super fans come out and like, what is this game? Do I need to start playing?
Yes, you should! Pikmin is amazing! Just don't play that spin-off game.
Pikmin Bloom.
Don't play it. No. I'm not talking about the Niantic one. There's a 3DS Pikmin game that's not that good. I played it with my friend at Nintendo World. We did co-op together, and no. But no, Pikmin is good. It's a very great series. And finally, it's finally coming back. Back from the dead. Say it ain't a comeback. Pikmin 4 is here. I'm very happy.
Now, let's go ahead and get to the first thing that was revealed, since we got the big ones out of the way.
Octopath Travelers 2?
Was that the first one?
No, but I was going to say, did you have any opinion about Octopath Travelers 2?
Have not played that franchise.
Neither have I. I didn't play Octopath, I didn't play Triangle Strategy, but I know Octopath Travelers was pretty popular. Even notorious RP liked Octopath Travelers.
Because, we stand Fire Emblem in this household.
So Fire Emblem Engage has finally been announced with its main protagonist, Toothpaste-chan.
And it doesn't look good at all.
In his opinion.
In my opinion. Because, like, there are elements that people are saying online that they like. They like that the grids look a lot more closer to what they look like in the GBA games in Awakening.
Yes, thank God.
I kind of liked how Three Houses handle it, but that's...
I like Three Houses, but the first Fire Emblem game I ever played was Shadows of Valentia, which is a remake of Fire Emblem Gaiden, which is the second Fire Emblem game, and I just prefer the grids in that.
So, what are people complaining about? Because, like...
So, the biggest thing was this, is that, so, if you don't know, this game has been done for a while. It was supposed to come out for the Fire Emblem. However, due to COVID-19 delaying many Nintendo projects, this being one of them, the game was unable to come out for the 30th anniversary. And so, Fire Emblem fans were a little bit hesitant because they were afraid it was going to be a nostalgia fest. Kind of like how Fire Emblem Heroes, the original, was a huge nostalgia fest. Warriors, fuck. Well, even Fire Emblem Heroes is a massive nostalgia fest, let's be honest here.
Yeah.
But they were worried it'd be like Fire Emblem Warriors, the original, where it was a bunch of nostalgia with all, like, the popular lords, but, like, no substance. The plot was paper thin, and you kind of were just like, eh. I mean, most people like Fire Emblem Warriors 3 Hopes, because it's more in line with how Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity is.
Yeah.
So people like that. But people were afraid that this game was going to be too fanservice-y. However... And they were also afraid that the core gameplay loop wouldn't be, like, you know, the traditional Fire Emblem.
Because in this game we did get the triangle...
the weapons triangle.
Yeah.
You got the weapons triangle back, thank the fucking Lord.
Yeah.
But,
Which game is towards better
strategizing.
Yes, that. But, yeah, because Three Houses did get rid of it, so...
Three Houses did get rid of it, and I feel I would be very interested in, because I think it would also